Welcome to Silicon Scoop, where we dive into the latest tech news impacting the world. Join John Irwin and the Startup Coach as they explore the tech news that matters to you. Stay ahead, stay informed, and now on with the show.
We are using Granny Smith apples to rebuild the human body, and the data shows it actually outperforms our current medical tech. If you or someone you know suffers from joint pain, this plant-based breakthrough is about to completely change the economics of modern surgery. Now, apples rebuild human joint cartilage. Scientists have discovered grown functional human cartilage by stripping the cells. Scientists have successfully grown. I said discovered. I don't want to. Scientists have successfully grown functional human cartilage by stripping the cells out of ordinary apples and seeding the remaining structural skeleton with human stem cells. This provides a cheap, perfectly shaped 3D porous framework that encourages cells to grow into actual tissue. This completely disrupts the $1.58 billion cartilage regeneration market by replacing expensive, hard-to-source synthetic or human donor scaffolds with an abundant, pennies on the dollar kitchen fruit. What do you think about this, John?
I love this. We've been trying to cover this for the last couple of weeks, so I'm super excited about this because, for those of you that don't know, cartilage itself is very difficult to repair. It's one of the hardest tissues in the body to regenerate because it has no blood supply. It contains very few cells. Nutrient delivery is limited, and healing capacity is extremely poor. So, and those of you that are getting older know this. Once cartilage in joints degrades, such as osteoarthritis, the body has very limited ability to rebuild it naturally. And so current treatments are often imperfect. So you've got steroid injections, you've got pain management, which sucks. You've got microfracture surgery, you've got artificial implants, joint replacements. And so tissue engineering, that aims to create biologically functional replacement cartilage instead. Now, the major challenge is not merely growing cells, it's more organizing them into durable, mechanically functional tissue that's capable of surviving inside joints under enormous compressive stress. So why apples, right? Where does this come from? So at first glance, you would think that apples are biologically unrelated to cartilage. And like you said here, the important feature, it's not the biology, it's the structure. So the internal porous architecture of apple tissue contains interconnected microchannels. It mimics extracellular matrix organization. It allows nutrient diffusion. It supports cell attachment and provides mechanical support. So cellulose itself is biocompatible. It's non-toxic. It's structurally stable. It's easily shaped and widely available, right? So researchers have been exploring plant-derived scaffolds for over a decade because plants contain naturally vascular-like structures and fibrous frameworks that resemble human tissue scaffolds surprisingly well. And the apple's pore structure is particularly interesting because its geometry, it actually resembles some aspects of trabecular bone and cartilage tissue organization, which if I hadn't read this article, I wouldn't believe it to be true. What are your thoughts on this, Craig? I think this could be a potential game changer for a lot of people.
Well, it sounds like it's a potential game changer for a lot of different things. Now that we've discovered you can do this with an apple, what else could you do this with? Or what other types of things in cartilage can you make with an apple or these other products that can change? Yeah, this is a game changer for the industry. You're not relying on a lot of the really expensive and whatnot mechanics related to the joint. I've had a buddy who had hip surgery and had his hip replaced and stuff, and it would have been a completely different scenario with this. Think of this update like renovating an old house. Instead of paying a fortune to manufacture a brand new steel frame from scratch, scientists are taking an old wooden barn, the apple, gutting everything inside, cleaning it down to the studs, and use the exact same existing framework to build a modern luxury home. The plant structure serves as the perfect pre-built scaffolding. The human stem cells are just the construction crew moving into the inn to finish the job. So this is currently in the laboratory as a proof of concept, and it faces a standard 5 to 15-year biomedical pipeline spanning animal trials, human clinical trials, and regulatory approval before hitting hospitals. So we're not likely to see this in a while. They are targeting patients suffering from osteoarthritis, over 500 million people globally, sports injuries, or those requiring reconstructive ear or nose surgeries following cancer or trauma treatment.
So I touched on it briefly, but the biggest challenge is the mechanical strength of this, right? So the engineered cartilage, it has to survive enormous mechanical strengths, because if you think of cartilage, like, it connects a bunch of things. So within the joints, and it's within the human joints. So they experience compression, they experience shear force, repetitive loading, constant motion. And so up to now, many lab-grown tissues look promising biologically, but fail mechanically. And so this is why they're continuing to study the scaffold structures, cross-linking, reinforcing materials, and mechanical condition inside bioreactors. So there's a lot of studies that actually note that apple-derived scaffold may currently be more suitable for more lower load applications unless further engineered. So maybe it's not just the apple-based cartilage, it's a mixture of a bunch of different things. But this discovery of the potential apple being used in this is huge.
Yeah, this is the potential applications and what we can do for the treatment of humans in a few years as a result of this potential is amazing. The dimensions, apple slices to exactly 5 millimeters thick and 10 millimeters in diameter. They were treated with 1% sodium diacetyl sulfate for 24 hours to completely decellularize the tissue. The resulting plant scaffold contained less than 50 nanograms of DNA per milligram of tissue. So just trying to show you what it was like on a purity point of view. You talked about the plant-derived cellulose. The biological magic trick here relies on hypoxia. Cartilage naturally lives in a very low oxygen environment within the human body because it lacks blood supply. Researchers found that mimicking this exact low oxygen state in a lab supercharged the stem cell's ability to transition into cartilage on the appled scaffolding. While the French team at the University of Caen, Normandy achieved this cartilage milestone, they actually built upon the foundation biopolymer research out of Canada, where open source proof of concepts originally proved mammalian cells could happily survive on plant cellulose. So shout out to Canada there. And apples are just a gateway fruit. Did you know that, John? Apples are just a gateway fruit. Be careful. The plant kingdom is highly specialized because different tissues require different structural architects. Scientists are currently experimenting with celery to see if its long fibrous channels can be used to map out the human blood vessels or spinal cord nerve paths and other things. So we want to keep that in mind. But keep in mind, petri dishes are not people. While cellular gene expression looks phenomenal in a lab dish, real tests in mechanical durability and immune response. Plant cellulose cannot be naturally degraded by human enzymes. We don't know yet how a human joint will handle a permanent piece of modified apple infrastructure under physical stress, walking or running over 10 years. So keep an eye on this. I love this. Nature spent millions of years perfecting cellular architecture, and medicine is finally smart enough to stop reinventing the wheel and just copy and paste from the produce file. If you needed a joint replacement, would you trust a piece of high-tech synthetic plastic, or would you let doctors implant a modified Granny Smith apple in your knee? Let us know in the chat.
Tired of drowning in repetitive tasks while your competitors race ahead? Every minute you spend on manual data entry, scheduling, and routine processes is a minute you're not growing your business. Flowgrammer.ca transforms your workflow chaos into seamless automation. We build AI-powered systems that handle your busy work so you can focus on what actually makes you money. Our clients typically save 15 plus hours per week and see their productivity double within 60 days. Visit flowgrammer.ca for a free automation audit. That's flowgrammer.ca. Stop working in your business and start working on it.
What do you got going on, John?
Just plugging away, helping companies with government funding, attending events, probably startup drinks or Flowgrammer events. How about you, Craig?
Lots of stuff going on. I honestly don't know when this is going out. I have to check. I think it's going to go out in April. But there's all sorts of stuff going on. If you don't know about OpenClaw, it's the latest AI automation agent that's taken the world by storm in 2026. And OpenClaw Toronto chapter just launched, and we have all sorts of events going on. So check out openclawto.com. Our first demo night is April 14th. We have a builder cafe on April 10th. We have a bunch of other events. There's updates every day. We've deconstructed the latest 2 betas over the weekend that was launched in OpenClaw and what you should do about them. There's a bunch of articles over there. Go check that out. We're also over at flowgrammer.ca, where we do N8N automations. We run the Flowgrammer community and do Builders Hub and connectivity for AI and business automation agents. And for everything else, head over to TorontoStarts, where we hook up startups and investors at our Startup Investor Drinks. We do mentoring, we do workshops, we have a list of investors. There's a whole bunch of content over. You can also book me over there if you want a meeting with me to talk about whatever, help your startup. Check out TorontoStarts.com. But Don, if people are looking for non-dilutive funding, where should they go and what is that?
Yeah, non-dilutive funding. We're talking government grants, tax credits. Come find me on LinkedIn if you have any questions. Right now is shred time, SRDD. But come reach out to me too. If you've got a startup, if you've got a company, reach out to me if you have any questions. And if they have company questions about their startup in general, where do they find you, Craig?
Yeah, find me at TorontoStarts.com. But John, just before we go, something's open right now, and it's closing May 31st. Thank you. Can Export. And what? Yeah.
So if you have at least 300,000 in revenue in the previous year and you're looking to expand outside of Canada, reach out to me and we can put together, we can talk about an application for Can Export.
All the links we talked about will be in the show notes, wherever you're watching this. Thanks for watching, everybody. Leave us a comment, give us a like, give us a subscribe. We really appreciate it. Thanks, everyone.
Thanks, everyone.
Thanks for tuning in to Silicon Scoop. We hope you enjoyed this episode's dive into the latest tech news. Stay connected with John Irwin and the Startup Coach on LinkedIn and subscribe for more insights and updates. Until next time, stay ahead, stay informed.